Okay, let's have a look at how to map things with an Excel spreadsheet. Of course, the purpose of mapping is to make sure that you account for all the things that are required for the minimum standard in a unit of competency. This is a document downloaded from training.gov.au. Every unit of competency has one of these, and the first thing we're going to do is copy a table from this Word document and drop it in Excel. So we've highlighted it on the little cross, and here we go. Right click and copy. Minimize that. Let's grab a Excel spreadsheet and right click and paste. You have a couple of options. That one is merge match destination formatting. Here's one that's keep the source formatting. Let's keep it. Okay, that saved you a lot of typing. Now to save boring you with time, let me pull up my little Word document I have that has all the little things we want to paste in. It's off the screen, you can't see it. Okay. This is what we're going to call it. Control V will paste it. Let's merge these cells. And unlike Word, you go to Format, Alignment, Merge Cells. Clank. And let's put this in the middle. Right click and yeah, probably missed that. If you see something or you do something you don't like, your little friend is Control Z. Okay, watch closely. Right click and center and left and center. Okay. Let's color it. Right click. You have fill colors available. Let's pick that one. Now you've created a problem for yourself. If you print this in black and white, you'll want to change that to a white text. And there you go. All right, let's insert a row. Highlight off to the left with your mouse. Insert. You can only insert rows above. And let's put in the prerequisites. Let's go look and see if there is one. Okay. Oh, there it is. Prerequisite. PUA FIR 215 prevent injury. Highlight, right click, copy. Let's chuck it in there. And in order to issue the unit of competency with a prerequisite, you have to first satisfy the prerequisite. Let's use Excel's little format painter, which is a paintbrush. I've highlighted the cell I want to copy the formatting and click there. That saves you some time. Let's insert another row. Put in some color coding. It's a traffic light. And green is go. Yellow's floor it. And red stop. Using the format painter just saves a little time. Okay, we need these to be black. And let's do some coloring. I'm right clicking and selecting this. green, right click, yellow, and red. There you go. You've got your basic idea set up. You'll, of course, want to add things like who's reviewing it and all the other stuff. Okay, let's put delivery in here and assessment. Both things have to happen, and you need to look at both things when you set out a unit of competency. Again, this is a minimum standard, so what you're looking for is a job-ready training, they call it. You know, whatever you train, even though you meet the minimum performance requirements of a unit of competency, you still have to make it job-ready. You know, if you tell them all about the bus and you tell them about the lug nuts and the wheels, but you don't tell them about the steering wheel, you haven't completed the unit of competency, even though it may not say tell them about the steering wheel. You have to have a complete job-ready course. And the new thinking is that it will stand alone by itself. So that if it's drive a bus, you'll include all the bits and pieces about the brakes and pedestrians and anything you might need in order to drive a bus. Okay, let's put in some criteria. I'm copying off screen here. Okay. Well, shucks. That's with an S. SH, you know, anyway. Okay, right click at the top and highlight and format cells. Let's wrap the text. There you go. That's much better, isn't it? Now suppose you have two things that satisfy this. You want it into separate thought, but I'm going to paste it in together because I want to show you something that Excel does. We're going to use Alt-Enter to make a carriage return inside the cell. Alt-Enter, Alt-Enter, and Control V Victor. Now we've pasted it. Okay, if we copy this or cut, and we want to put this in a separate cell, what it's going to do is it's going to spread it out amongst cells, because every time it sees a carriage return, it's going to go. And I put two of them in, and you've got a blank cell there. If you do something you don't like what you did, go to Control Z. That's ZZ. There you go. Go one step too far, go Control Yes for Y. Okay, so if you encounter this and you need to split the cells, I'll show you a little trick to solve the problem of it spreading stuff across cells. Alright, let's put a cell in, highlight, insert. So here you have to go backspace, backspace, which gets rid of the carriage returns. And cut and paste. There you go. Okay, and then of course we're going to want to join this cell. So format cells, we've already highlighted merge cells, and there you go. So you have the two thoughts. The reason you separate them is perhaps you may find that one of them is not quite what you had in mind, not compliant. This one, let's say, is. This one, let's say it isn't. Copied off screen so you didn't have to watch my slow typing. And let's highlight this because you're making a comment and you want somebody to know what it is, where it is, and so on and so forth. Again, Excel oftentimes will not, as you add to the slide, add to the cell rather, it will not automatically expand. All right, so let's color that one red. Okay, so that's the basic process. In order to make this a document with what they call document control, we're going to need to add a table of revisions. I put it in my Word document off screen. We want to keep source formatting. There you go. And in our case, it starts with 1.0, then 1.1. But look what's happened here. We've got a 1 nothing. Highlight the column, format the cells, wrap the text, excuse me, change the numbering to text. There we go. Okay. And now when you type 1.0, you'll get 1.0. Want it in the middle, right click and click center. There you go. And of course, initial creation by me today. Now we've got ourselves a nice looking little table of revisions. Let's merge this cell. You remember that from 10 minutes ago? By the way, if you're getting bored, you can fast forward anything that you see on the YouTube video by sliding the arrow along. You don't have to suffer. Let's color it, make it all pretty. I can't read that if you print it in black and white. Change the text color to white. You'll remember that. Of course you do. Let's make it big and important. Stick it in the middle. There you go. In fact, let's make the whole document look all pretty. And again, right click, format cells, borders, outline, heavy. There you go. Now it's got a nice border around everything. Okay, let's set up the print area while I'm in here doing things. Print area and paper size. Highlight it. Page layout, orientation, let's make it landscape. Size, let's make it A3. And if you don't want the thing to print sideways on a whole bunch of pages, you want this to be one page, width one page. You want to see the lines, you have to tell it, there you go. Okay, let's look at a print preview here. File, print, and the version I'm using automatically pops it up when you go to set up print. Now you can kind of see how things look, how it's set up, what the margins are, anything you might want to adjust. Notice there's no page number. Let's go back. And let's go to View, Page Break Preview, well, darn, Page Layout. That's the one we want. And you can add headers and footers. You can only add a couple of columns. In this case, I want to add a footer. So click to add footer. And let's put in a page number. This is a little tricky. You need to come up to the top where it says Header and Footer Tools Design, clank on it. Then you can put in a page number. Okay. Now let's save that. Go back and we better put it somewhere. Stick it on the desktop. And let's call it MAP. There's one. Hit the save button. It's going to complain. Yeah, we want to save it. Yes, okay. Ah, it's mad about it. All right, we'll just call it 2. Okay. Now, let's go back and get the view back to the normal spreadsheet you're used to seeing. And let's go preview. Shazam, there's page numbers. It says what it is. This is handy if you're looking at something, especially if you're saving paper by printing front and back and you're trying to hold a discussion, say online or something like that. Okay, one last thing to add would be your file location. Because as you see, you have trouble putting things in the footer. Let's make a submerged cell. All right, let's go File, Save As. And it was on the desktop. Save that. File, Save As, Desktop. That takes us back to where we were. Right click, Properties, and let's copy the location. Happens to be kind of short in this case. But wherever you normally store these files, that's where you're going to want it. And cancel, cancel. And you got to say what it is. And it's either a controlled or uncontrolled document. In this case, it's uncontrolled. Oh. And then you Control V. That way you have a control of it. Now, it's originally, this is going to be version 1.0, isn't it? So, let's call it V1.0. And we want that to the left, so let's merge these cells. And there you go. A mapping document set out and ready to go. All you got to do is fill in all the little blanks and make decisions about what's applicable, what's not. Remember, you're building a minimum standard. Thank you for watching.